the Borealis Experience. I'm your host, Aurora, certified life coach and companion on this beautiful journey called life. Thank you so much for being here and spending some time with me. I love being here, and hopefully I can bring value into your life and hope and love, reflection, insight, and help you to connect to yourself on a deeper level. Because the better we know ourselves, the better decisions we're going to make in the future, the happier we're becoming. And a happy, strong individual is a person who enlightens and inspires others. And I feel we all have that kind of potential. So if I can be a little stepping stone on supporting you on your journey and helping you become your strongest version, then yeah, I would feel totally honored. Today I want to talk about your normal. What is your normal? And once we know what our normal is, I feel it is incredibly important to do an inventory check, so to say, to question, is that normal? Are those habits, the way we think, the way we engage with others, the way we go about our life in general, is that serving us on our path? Or could we make little adjustments and changes? Sometimes little changes, sometimes radical changes. But it is very important to hold on at times, to make some space and time, and to check in with yourself. And this is what I'm here to do for myself, but also with you today. It is fall season. The days are getting shorter. It is cold and windy outside, at least here. And nature gives us basically the time to reflect and to slow down a little bit right now before the Christmas craze. I'm not very enthused about the Christmas craziness. It's part of our lives here in the Western world. And I feel if you are very engaged and active during Christmas, it is even more important to make some time right now and to see if your compass is calibrated for you to become your strongest version and your happiest self. So if you look at your daily life, if you look at your little habits, you probably got really used to brushing your teeth a certain way. You got used to drinking a certain amount of water maybe, or eating certain foods, playing games and hobbies, going to work, having very specific interactions with people. Maybe it's always the same people that you interact with. Maybe it's always the similar conversations that you have with these people. What about your sleeping pattern? What is normal to you when you sleep? Are 5 to 6 hours normal to you? Is it 8 to 9 hours? Is it interrupted sleep? Or do you sleep through the night? How do you interact with your pets? What about your children, if you have any? Right? We are animals of habit. We love our little habits. We love our rituals. But it is really important to question them at times, because if we engage in these rituals and habits because of the wrong reasons, because our parents have done them, grandparents, or because we have done them for so long, that's not a good enough reason. So question your little habits. What is your normal? What is the box you live in? And when I say the box, I want to say your identity, right? We all perceive ourselves a certain way and behave a certain way. And if we could just sit there and drop the walls of that box for a second and see, what do we want our identity to be made of? What kind of person do we want to be in this world? What kind of thoughts do we want to think? What kind of feelings do we want to feel? I know a couple people who got so used to a very stressful, fast-paced life that their nervous system is so used to stress and speed that when they go on a holiday, when they allow themselves to relax, they get sick because their body is not used to being relaxed. What kind of pace do you like? What kind of pace is actually truer to yourself? Are you spreading yourself thin when it comes to socializing, when it comes to social gatherings, when it comes to interacting with your friends, maybe acquaintances? What about your household? Is there a certain messiness that is normal to you? And is your space full of clutter that is normal to you? Or could you actually let go a little bit more of stuff? And yeah, you got used to that stuff, but can you also see that if you were to make space, that you would make room for novelty? Our physical space and environment deeply affects our mental health, our emotional health. And sometimes if we go through old pictures, old stuff, we realize, we're clinging on to these things because of some emotional reasons, but they don't really make us feel good anymore. When it comes to your conversations, what is normal there? A very, very interesting thing I've observed in recent years is the more I work on myself, the more I become true and real with myself, the more my interaction with people change. And even to a point that a couple years ago, I was the one running after people, always playing the active part of getting together and organizing trips or events or whatever it is. And I realized I was doing that for the wrong reasons. I was doing that because I thought, otherwise I'm not worthy. Otherwise, people wouldn't reach out to me because I have to run after people to stay in touch. And with becoming more at peace with who I am and embracing my weirdness and my goodness and my darkness as a whole, I, in very unconscious ways, started to communicating differently. And the people around me would notice that and also unconsciously start to behave differently as well and communicate differently. So it's very interesting to notice, why are you doing the things you're doing? Why are you reaching out to that friend? Why are you not reaching out to one of your parents? What is behind? What can be resolved? What can be the possible, maybe at first uncomfortable conversations you could have to change a relationship dynamic? because maybe the normal you're living in right now is not that great. It's a compromise. It's you avoiding. It's you still being resentful. It is important to ask yourself these questions, because I don't want you to lay on your deathbed and to feel regret. I want you to have your best life possible, and to have that, I believe we have to ask these questions, and we have to get out of autopilot mode and check in with ourselves, with our relationships. And you'd be surprised that once you make changes that involve other people, every change, no matter if it involves other people or not, will affect other people. But the changes you make that directly, instantly affect other people are going to be, for the most part, beautiful changes. You will be able to release anger, resentment. You will be able to communicate clearly, to resolve, to have insights about another party's stance. And this is how we can heal relationships, or let them further go, but with being at peace with ourselves and the other person. All right. I'm going to leave you with that. Stay connected and reach out if you have questions, or if you have any requests when it comes to episode topics. And if you feel you are ready to engage in a journey of healing, of growth, if you want to explore your full potential, don't hold back and message me, and we could set up a 20-minute sync-up call, for instance, and see how I could help you. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Take really good care of yourself. Bye-bye.